Come to your staff pose, your Dandasana, with the legs stretched out in front of you and the crown of your head reaching high up towards the ceiling. Your hands, palms flat underneath the shoulders, and sit tall here as you breathe. Feel free to play around with movements of your spine, just filling your lungs up as fully as possible and emptying them, just noticing all of the muscles of your torso switching on. And you're invited to just maybe imagine that as you're sitting here in this kind of unnaturally difficult position to hold, but you're sitting on a raft floating down a river, and you're feeling that very much so this river is named Effort. It is the Effort River, but up ahead you see that another river is flowing into the Effort River, and as you flow into that fork, this confluence of two rivers allows you to find ease in this effort. The other river is the river of ease, and you are now finding both ease and effort in this Dandasana through the breath and through simply this intention of ease through the effort. You're finding grace through the challenge, and you're invited to just hold on to that. As you open your eyes if they're closed, and begin to press your hands more firmly into the floor. And if you can straighten the elbows and then press your shoulders down away from the ears and your sit bones lift up, awesome. If you need to, though, grab a couple of blocks so that you can get that height. We're going to bring the hands a little bit forward of the shoulders and bend the knees a little bit by digging the heels down. Then lean forward, bringing your face a little bit closer towards your toes, like you're just trying to inspect if you need a pedicure or not. And then start to straighten the elbows, lifting the hips up. Think cat pose, so round through the spine. And maybe you even begin to straighten the knees as you press the spine up towards the ceiling, tucking the chin into the chest. Look down and hold and breathe. And I know you can do this. I know it's challenging, but I know that you can do this, and it wouldn't be fair for me to not let you rise to the challenge that I know you're capable of. So just breathe here, holding for another 3 breaths. 2. Last breath, you got this. Good. Lower everything down. Maybe roll out through the wrists. Keep those wrists rolling as you lift the right leg up. You can do it. Maybe you lean forward. Maybe you lift that right leg a little bit higher. You put a smile on your face knowing that, I'm floating down this effort river, but I also got the ease water flowing with me, and that is my breath. Lower that right leg down. Lift the left leg up. Add ankle circles if you want, release the wrist circles if you want. Do what you need to do to be in that confluence of ease and effort. Good. Lower down that left leg. Bring the right foot flat. Hands go back behind you once again. Lift that left leg and then lift the hips up. Bend the left knee. Pull the heel towards your left hand behind you until your toes touch the mat. Then tuck the toes under. Spin the left fingertips to the outside of the mat and shift your weight into the left hand as you reach the right arm up. Lift the hips a little bit higher. Squeeze that tushy like you're trying to get your sit bones to merge together. Take an inhale here. Look down and spin your knees over towards the left, spinning everything around. Lowering the right hand down to the inside of that left foot. Reach the left arm up into a revolved Trikonasana. Breathe here. A couple more breaths. Moving around, finding this revolved, pyramid, triangle, I don't even know. Whatever it is, it doesn't need to have a name. We're here. All right, look back down at your right hand if you're not already. Put a little bend in the knees. Spin your toes over towards the left side of you and pick that left leg up. Take it all the way around and back behind you and open the hips up into a little wild thing. Squeeze those sit bones again and then lower the hips down and just roll over to face the long side of your mat, rolling onto your belly. Lift up into a baby cobra. Take an inhale. As you exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Shift forward to plank. Spin onto the outside of the left foot. Lower the left hips all the way down to the mat. Roll over onto your bum. Use your hands to lift the bum up, to shimmy yourself back centered into the mat. Again, have your hands just forward of your shoulders and your hips. Press the heels into the mat so your knees start to bend. Take an inhale. Exhale, look down, fold, think cat pose as you lift the hips up, and then straighten the knees and hold here. 5 breaths. Still looking down. This might help. Good. Lower everything down. Pull the left knee in. Lift that right leg up. Good job. Hands go back behind you. Lift the hips up. Bend the right knee. Lower the toes as far underneath you as you can. Little hamstring curl. Spin the right fingertips out wide. Lift the left arm up. Open up the front of the body here for this little stretch. Just squeezing those sit bones towards each other. So we get a length through the low back and a length through the front of the hips. Good. One more inhale here. Exhale, look down at the right hand and just spin all the way around, lowering the left hand down to the inside of the right foot, reaching the right arm up in a revolved pyramid, trikonasana, whatever. Wherever we are, maybe look up towards your right hand. I think it's nice to just forget about names of poses. That's one of the ways that we can get trapped in this or that thinking instead of in this and that thinking. We find more harmony if we forget about all of the different labels and places that we should be and just kind of find a little dance in between all of that. All right, looking down. Put a little bend in the knee so you can spin everything around. Pick the right leg up, spin it back behind you into a wild thing again. Lengthen through the low back to open up through the front of the hips, finding a little tilt of the pelvis, sit bones reaching up and together. And then exhale, lower all the way back down onto your bum to spin around onto your belly. Lift up into a baby cobra, taking an inhale, opening up. The hands pressing down, but pulling back towards the toes and the tops of the feet. Good, and then tuck the toes under, lift up and back into your downward facing dog. Couple breaths. And you're welcome to just stay here in your down dog, take a little rest in child's pose, or if you want to, we're gonna shift forward as if we're going towards plank to come onto the tops of the feet, knees bent, and start to walk your knees, your feet, your legs all the way up towards your chest. Keep pressing your shoulders up towards the ceiling, your spine up towards the ceiling until you can get your knees through your arms, and then lean forward a little bit more to pull the heels up towards the butt and hold in this Lalasana for 3, 2, 1. Good. Take the feet all the way back into your downward facing dog. Stretch the shoulders nice and open and long. Take an inhale. And then if you're in child's pose or wherever else, come back to your downward facing dog. We'll all rock forward to our plank and roll over onto the outside of the right foot. Lower the right hip down, spin around and use your hands, boom, to shimmy yourself back onto your mat. So a little cat pose to lift the hips up. Bring your hands wherever feels comfortable. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale forcefully. Doesn't matter if you empty your lungs or not. Just 2 more like that. Inhale completely. And then as quickly as you can, as forcefully as you can, exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale forcefully. Good. Hold on to that little engagement as you lean back and lift the legs up. Try and keep them straight, but you can take them out wide. Take an inhale. Frame the right foot. As you exhale, we're going to just lean forward, flick your eyes down to lift the hips up, finding a little straddle L-sit, and then back to switch sides. Find that, lifting, good. And then last time, we'll take a little break. I need it, oh my gosh. When you're ready, we're going to go see if we can go from our V sit to, oh my God, to our L sit. So V, L. And it's okay, if you don't have like nice block capital letter V and L, maybe you've got like a cursive V and you've got like a cursive L, right? So let's give that a try one more time. V, you can do it. Take an inhale, look down as you shift. Fail for me. It was a muscle strength failure, and that's a good sign. That means I reached the edge of my ability. That means I'm growing, and I hope that you can see the same in yourself as well. So once you've done that, just take a few more breaths. Here in your Dandasana, or you're invited to lie down on your back and just allow the front body to stretch out as you reset, and maybe bring yourself back to that little confluence of challenge with grace, knowing that you're not only able to do the difficult, challenging things, but you can do them with a sense of ease and a sense of grace, and maybe even find enjoyment in them as you go into another class or just moving into the rest of your day.